Hi everyone, hope that everybody is fine and safe. In this small session, we will be talking about transportation, especially talking about the definition and how can this simple definition for transportation can lead us to understand more about perfection and applying transportation and making it as a competitive edge for our companies. So let's start talking about the definition of transportation according to Epic's Dictionary 916. So it defines that transportation as the function of planning, controlling, and scheduling the activities related to the mode, vendor, and movement of inventories into and out of an organization. However, this is a simple one, but we can make breakdown for it in order to be perfectly understanding and know how can we apply the transportation in our practical life in a good way. So let's have a look for the main issues and main activities in this definition. We will find it started with the planning. So let's have an application for it as a practical way. So talking about to plan and schedule, you have to think about what to do, why, and who, and how, where, and when. Okay, let's have an example. So for example, we wanted to plan for making transportation for one container, 20 feet container from Alexandria to Le Havre in France, sorry. So talking about planning for it, what to do, we wanted to move the one container from Alexandria to Le Havre. Why? In order to satisfy the need of our customer there. Who will do it? It's one container, so it will be done through the ocean. It means a carrier will be shipping line. How? It will be through the water mode of transport, where from Alexandria to Le Havre in France. When? It will be within next 10 days. Okay, this is a very simple way of applying the plan and schedule. So talking about control, in order to assure that you are doing transportation in a good way, you have to make control for it. So talking about control, how can we make control for it? Actually, control and monitoring is very important to confirm your success in transportation. I mean that you have to monitor and control all the steps before action, during action, and after action. So establishing a standard. What will be the standard for our agreement with the shipping line, transit time, and 3 days of damage, and everything. Measuring the performance. So after the container arrived for our destination port, for example, we have to evaluate. It was planned that it take transit time 15 days. So we have to ask, how much does it take to arrive to the destination port? For example, if it takes or took 20 days, it means there is 5 days additional. We have to think about it. Does it match our standard? If it matched, if it is 15 days, it will be okay. But how about if it's 20 days or 25 days? We have to think and to take corrective action. For the next time, we have to consider these issues during our contracting with the shipping line. Moving to another action, you are planning and controlling the modes. So in transportation, generally, we have those 5 main modes of transport. We will have road, for example, this is the mode of transport, and we use means in this mode using tracks with its variety. And rail, we have train by the rail. Water, as we have in our example, we have this choice will be our option or our choice because we will have to move from one port to other port. We have huge quantity, etc. And we have another mode here, it's air transport, and fifth one is pipeline. Moving about another action that you have to consider to control and plan the providers. During your working in transportation, generally you will have those collaborators or providers, service providers. You will have shipping lines or airlines companies, which will be responsible for moving your container or your goods from one port or from one point to other point by these collaborators or service providers and freight forwarders, brokers, and contractors. Finally, you are moving, or we are moving, the goods or inventories from into and out of our firm. So if we have a look about this very simple and a brief session about definition for transportation and how can we use this definition as a guide for us to apply in our practical issues. This will be very helpful for us, for all of us, to be comprehensive in managing and controlling the transportation activities, even its domestic or international one. This is a very small session, and this was Ismail Nassar as presenter for this small session. It will be my pleasure that you join me in my channel on YouTube, Ismail Nassar, and join me to follow. And I will try to add value through these sessions. Have a nice day, and thanks for your time.